What's going on, everybody, man? You know it's your boy Uncle P, and this is Culture Uncut. I got my two guest hosts. No, I got my two brothers with me. I'm not even doing that. Andrew Nelson, Nasir. Listen, thank you, brothers, again for coming through this podcast, for doing this with me. You know, it's not easy, right? But Nasir's on my back about getting some things straight. I'm gonna get some things straight. Right, Andrew's on my back about that's what I need. I need brothers to hold me accountable. You feel me? In this lane, not in those other lanes. I'm good over there, but in this lane right here, right? I need brothers to hold me accountable and tell me what I should be doing, man. Today we got a special guest, right? But I want to ask you, brothers, how y'all feeling? What's going on? Ramadan Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers out there and the people that are partaking in the fasting. Right, it is a very holy time of year, right? Try not to get your energy up, right? Try to stay calm and level. I did that a little bit earlier, and Nasir reminded me, right? Not to be speculating, right? And I do a lot of speculation when I get upset. I was about to get upset, but it didn't happen, right? You know, lo and behold, here we are. So thank you. Thank you for holding me accountable on that as well. You're doing a lot of accountability, man. I like that, Nas. I do. I appreciate that. I truly do, right? But yeah, man, tell me how y'all week's been.
It's been great.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Andrew.
So yeah, my same deal. It's been so far a great week, man. I had a great weekend. Hung out with my lady. Went up to New York. Got to see nephew Tommy do some stand-up. I didn't even know that was a thing. He's funny, man. He's a storyteller, not necessarily a joke teller, but he just tells good stories. He's a good storyteller. And then he had another comedian that closed out the show afterwards. Hilarious, man. Like hilarious. Had a good time, man. Went to a couple brunches. The Everybody Eats R&B brunch they had.
Okay.
That was it. So enjoyed that. Had a good time, man. Good weekend, good week. And now I'm ready to have this great conversation with these great brothers.
Right. Absolutely. Nas?
Absolutely, man. Look, it's been a great week for me. Doing the real estate thing, started a new job. So time is short, time is tight, but you know what I mean? Keep grinding.
Yes, sir.
New job, huh? Can I borrow some money?
I need to get some money first.
I'm just like, when you get the money, just send it my way quick, fast, please.
He ain't even got his check yet.
He got other checks in the bank. Ain't nobody. Nas is all about ROIs, right? So this new job, I gotta ask before he get the new check. That way, I know that I'm in the ROI.
Because you put ends on it before it get there. You know what I mean?
He said, "I need a line item."
Right. Yeah, line item me, please. I appreciate it. But we have a guest, man. Andrew, do the introduction if you don't mind.
Listen, I don't mind at all. Listen, this brother, he really does not need an introduction. But to be honest with you, I'm gonna give an introduction because I admire this brother, man. A young man who from the city, Chester born, homegrown, like the old folks would say. And what I really admire about him is he didn't let his celebrity change him, man. He's still a celebrity, but he come home. He loves his community. He loves on his community. And in spite of him being active in a season right now, he made the time to come and join us, man. So this brother, this community builder, this legacy builder, none other than Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, man.
I wish I had...
Wait. Need that.
I'm gonna get all that stuff one day. I'm gonna do all that, right? But no, thank you, Rondae, number one, for coming through this, doing this podcast with us, right? Where we're talking about rebuilding and reclaiming Chester as our own. You know where I stand. I'm on the ground, right? I'm all about loving on the people, letting them express how they feel, get their emotions out, right? That way, once we clear the room with the emotions, we can work on everything else. That's the first step for me, right? So everybody knows where I stand. Me and Nasir usually go, you know what I mean, back and forth. You feel me? Nah, P, we need to, but you know, he understands that, and I get him 100%, and I love him for that. But I'm gonna let them do the interview, bro, because we talk all the time. I'm gonna be listening in the background. If I gotta pop back up, I'll pop back up. But go ahead, do your thing, man.
Sure. Appreciate you, bro.
Well, Rondae, welcome. You know, it's a pleasure to be. I was going to say in the room with you, but I guess on the live. The last time I actually hung out with you, man, was at Howard. I think that was years ago.
Yeah,
that was before the league, actually.
Facts.
So it's definitely great to see you on the podcast, man. So without ado, I definitely want to ask some questions. You know, tell us about what you're doing currently, the road to be where you are. Just give us a background information on where you at.
Right now, I'm actually injured. I tore my Achilles in December, so I'm on that journey right now. I'm sure, through sports, everybody's seen, football players, basketball players who go through it. Very long journey. But for me, I think because I was able to, reach, the success and the love that I've gotten from basketball abroad, I was able to kind of like be able to relax. And I felt like for a while I was running on fumes because I wasn't able to relax. Because I felt like I had to do something. I had to prove something. I had to show people I still could play. And so I played all year round. I went and played in Turkey 1 year, Puerto Rico. Then I went and played Korea, Puerto Rico, Philippines. I kept going. And I think it caught up to me. And that's why, I'm my body's, telling me this is a way of God telling me to slow down, take a break, and put things together, figure out things, make what you want to happen fruition, make it come true. And I think right now is the greatest time for me, getting older, understanding people, business more and more, and how, people operate. I think this is, for me, a very pivotal time in momentum where I have so much downtime to just think, to pray, to, be alone and listen to myself and, what's going through my body and stuff like that. So right now, currently talk about like what I'm working on. And I kind of keep it close to the chest. I tell people that I talk to every day, but I'll share it with you guys so I'm working on a brand through sports. Obviously I played sports my whole life. And it's a really good, it's a mechanism that can kind of help us cope, keep us out of things. And so I wanted to create a brand that, took care of uniforms, sweatsuits, like the whole nine, but I also created my own sneaker. And what my vision was to go around literally to, let's say, 20 schools in PA and to create a fraternity under the brand where all these kids, middle school, high school, we'll get 20 high schools, 20 middle schools. And we create this fraternity where we're teaching them mindfulness. We're teaching them, obviously, basketball stuff. We're teaching them financial things. Most importantly, like we're giving them the opportunity to be seen. So the brand will then be able to they'll have myself, I'll have other ambassadors from PA that have connections with, let's say, a low D1 or a D2, et cetera, to be able to bring these assistant coaches. Some may have head coach connections to watch these kids play. I think because we don't have the opportunity to showcase our kids on the Nike circuit, on the Under Armour circuit, they don't get the looks that, most kids would get. And so I want to be able to kind of create that like trustworthy kind of culture around, first and foremost, men's and women's basketball. But once we get the blueprint in PA, I want to take it to my friends who play, in the NBA and overseas. I want to take it to them and propose doing it in different states, whether we go to New York. I got Chris McCullough and those guys. We go to, let's say, California, Aaron Gordon, and so it's a bunch of different people in different places that we can connect to build this, big fraternity where they all kind of like work together. They grow with the same core principles and learn these things. So when we talk like present day, your goals and values may not be the same as mine, but if we grew up similar, then you can relate and understand what I'm saying better than if I was to go talk to Trump, he wouldn't understand what I'm saying. You get me?
Absolutely.
And so that's kind of the backing of when I talk about unity. It's like when the kids were 12 years old on up, they were learning these things in this fraternity, in this brotherhood, in this family that we have. And now when they meet someone, they'd be like, oh, I went to school in California. And then they meet a dude from PA and they're like, yo, we got the secret handshake. Oh, I was a part of the Cobra brand. Oh, boom, boom, boom. And he's worth 20 million and he's worth 15 and they do business together and it makes more sense. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot that going off of that, man. I mean, you talked community, you talked potential ROI. I mean, there's a gambit of things to unpack. And so I kind of want to start on this idea of community. How did you arrive at community and what upbringings from Chester kind of led you to that pathway?
Man, I would say for me, it wouldn't, it's a load, like that's for me is loaded. Like it's so much, you know, being a people's person, being someone who, you know, thrived around people, connected with people, made people laugh, made people cry, hugged people, you know, took care of people. I think that stems from my family, you know. The person that stands out particularly for me is my grandfather. You know, I grew up, you know, seeing him be the head of so many people, being the Uber before Uber, taking care of so much. He was my superhero, you know, and you add in those other pieces, my other grandparents, my mom, my aunts, my uncles, cousins, and the neighborhood, AU coaches, mentors, father figures, you add in all those things. And we're someone who's like a person who sometimes sits and watches a lot of things. You're able to put those things in perspective of like, wow, I really had a village around me. You know what I'm saying? And I think for me, it was always about understanding the village part. I think a lot of kids don't understand the village part because all they see is outside and in the house. So if in the house isn't going good, when I was young, I had a village outside who would be like, let's go to the courts. Or I had a village outside that would come pick us up and take us to the gym or like a AAU game or something like that. So I think right now that transition from understanding, like when we were young, when I was, you know, 8, 9, 10, we had those old heads, those mentors that were like looking out for us. Right. Now we're the old heads, we're the mentors. And I feel like we're failing the next generation. You get what I'm saying? It's like we don't see as many of us like really banding together like we need to. And I'm not saying it's not old heads that don't do, you know, like there's still coaches that still coach them kids. There's old heads that, you know, kind of transition to that. And some kids that are my age that do it now, you know, shout out to Conrad, shout out to Zay, like all those guys that transition into coaching, you know, high school and stuff. I think that's what we need more of, but we need it in a way where we connect together. I always say this. This is like one of my favorite things to say about that. It's like, you ever been in a gym and like two trainers don't speak to each other? Like, that's the weirdest thing to me. It's like how we speaking about unity and about, loving somebody and about connecting when we two grown men and we showing these kids that we can't even coexist in the same space. That something that little that we don't think about goes a long way. So when I see a kid outside in the neighborhood that I walk by every day, I don't got to say what's up to him. I don't see my mom do it. I don't see my dad do it. I don't see the trainer do it. Why do I have to do it? And it's simple. It's something as simple as like, what's up, bro?
100%.
You don't even got to shake a person's hand. You just give them a little, what's up, bro? Go do your workout. I think we need to change that dynamic. And that's where I'm at with it. Like if I'm walking into a gym and anybody from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, if I walk into a gym, if I know you, I'll walk across the gym up the top of the bleachers to say hi to you. Like it's not hard. You know what I'm saying? And I think we need more people to move like that, to be like that. It ain't got nothing to do with ego. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It's about giving love, bro. You got to give love to those people. They don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
yeah. So the community part for me, that's where I stand. That's where it comes from. And that's how I am the way I am.
Man. So, go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah. So I just want to more on that, right? Because I wanted to comment on it. So first of all, growing up in the hood is hard, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of times we're forced to put on this mask, right? That's like our representative, because again, when you growing up in the hood and it's hard, everything around you shows you that, hey, you got to be hard or you're going to get taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's that persona that we put on, that mask that we put on, that keeps us from speaking to each other, that keeps us in that cycle of where you got your coaches in the same area and they not speaking because they bumping heads, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it all comes and stems from this idea of where we gotta present in this hard manner because we living in this hard environment. Yeah. So what advice would you give to a young boy? Because you clearly have been successful in your walk, right? I admire that even though you grew up in the hood ain't affect you in the sense to where you so hard that you can't get on it and have these conversations now. So what kind of advice could you give to a young brother that's watching right now that is probably feeling like they got to present hard because that's what the environment teaches you? Because I agree with you 100%, man. It's those things that's going to ensure that we build community. And as long as we walking around with this mask or this representative on, it's going to be a block for us.
For sure. I appreciate you asking that question, and for me, it was like I'll tell you this story. Like when I was younger, I was probably like 14 and I'm walking to my grandma's house and a dude is coming this way as I'm going this way. And he had shorts on and I see him grab his pocket. He got shorts on. He got a gun in his pocket this big. I'm walking, he walking on the other side. He crosses the middle of the street, walking directly to me, grabbing his gun. In my mind, I'm thinking it's over. So now I go into what most of us do, fight, flight, would like panic. Mm-hmm. And then I said, something just dawned on me, bro, be myself. And you know what I did to him? I said, what's up, bro? You good? Then I smiled at him. And you know what he said? He said, man, I'm good, bro. Do you know such and such? I was like, nah, I don't. He was like, all right, bet. And I walked down the street, bro. And for me, that kind of is like, most people, like, unless it's something directly you're connected to with the person, like, yo, you punched me in the face yesterday, Andrew. So when I see you, I ain't smiling at you. Right. But for the most part, it's like, yo, I'm not going to ride around because we'll get with those same people that ride around mean mugging, will get with a girl and tell jokes. Right. You get what I'm saying? So there's no need, like, people not looking to, like, just get out the car and start testing anybody. It's not. So there's no need for you to walk around and drive around with that look on your face of like, I want a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, if you can go in the crib and smile, like that energy just feels better. Like, I don't want to walk around mad and I don't want to walk around angry. Like, dudes done tried so many things to like come at me or like talk about anything. Yeah. But it was like that energy it didn't feel good, bro. It didn't feel good. And I know that they feel that way. Like, I've spoken to a lot of these dudes that, are in the hood, like really in the trenches, and like, it don't feel good. That's why sometimes we mask it with alcohol, drugs, etc. But once you look past that and like, I would say for any of them, just find a higher power, dude. I'm not telling you like I'm Muslim. I'm not telling you to convert to Islam. I'm not telling you to be Christian. Find a higher power, find a spirituality, something to believe in that connects you to that That's those 7 chakras, the different level of energy. And watch, bro, you're gonna start to attract different energy. Everything you got to take a dip before you take the climb, but you got to start to be consistent and wanting something for yourself. Because to these younger dudes, bro, I don't want you to, right now you 14, 15, they calling you YNs, etc. Like, I don't want you to wake up at 25, 33 and be like, I gotta get it together, bro. I got 3 kids. Like, it's like, yo, you got the chance right now. You got a chance right now, literally. And it's gonna be a hard journey, but like, yo, look, my DM open. I don't know if anybody follow me on Facebook. I respond to as many people as I can, Instagram, whatever. If you need somebody to call on the phone, yo, like, I'll pick you up. Like, it ain't, I'm never gonna be above any human, you know? Allah teaches us to walk with humility. So like, I'm with you. And that's like, I know some other old heads that's with you. Just give them a call. You know what I'm saying? It ain't every day. Like, I can't give you $100 every day. I can't give you, but like, I can help. I know I can give some of my energy. I know I can share some light and some love on you. Or if you looking for like, yo, how can I set up a bank account? Yo, I can put somebody with you to help you do that. If you want to figure out how to get your credit right, all right, well, let's figure it out together. You know what I'm saying? And those are the questions we need to start asking, and that's the energy we need to be on. So like, I don't want them to keep talking about Chester and the like they talking about him. You know?
Right. Absolutely. So for starters, you talked about our age group and where we at. Let's level the bubble here. Until we turn 40, we are not unks. We're gonna stay in the realm of big bros. All right, we're big bros right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be an unk in August then.
Oh man!
Look at him.
Hey, unk back on.
Welcome back, unk.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know, you talked about community. You talked about a mindset shift. And so we were talking, I guess, at the individual level. I kind of want to extrapolate that up to community level. And so my question now is, how do we move Chester from neighborhood loyalty and internal division towards Chester first mindset, right? Where we're looking at the success of the block or success of the family, you know, and looking at the whole city thriving. What would be your perspective on that?
I would say for me, honestly, it starts with like, you can't, and I'm gonna give a shout out to my dog Mus from the Guards. Mm-hmm. He's very inspirational in terms of like bringing his community together. You know, it's other people, but I talk to him. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at it from the outside in, and then when you go in and see it, like the change and the energy and the atmosphere around it, I think that's where you start. Like you have to start within the community. Now, let's say, for example, every neighbor, like we can pick a trustworthy person, right? Let's say, I'll say me, for example. Y'all, every neighborhood trusts me. We then need to build an alliance through every community to have a truce, to understand like, yo, this is bigger than just us. This is bigger than your block. This is bigger than your neighborhood. This is about the future of our city. This is about our kids, our babies. This is where it starts. And so when we build this truce, what it does is it gives us leverage to be like, if we as a collective wanted to create something, let's say we wanted to create our own gym funplex, we wanted to create our own swimming pool, everything, the whole nine, we can go 20,000 deep as a city, 30,000 deep as a city in front of the mayor and tell them this is something we want to do. It ain't something that Rondae want to do. Rondae want to make money. Rondae, like, I see ding, ding, ding. No, this is something that we want, we need for our city. So now it's something that we own. It's something that we all share. It's something that we take pride in taking care of. If it's anything a younger dude in the streets can relate to, is taking care of what's his. Like, I know he in the crib cleaning his sneakers. You know what I'm saying? I know they his. He put that 250 to them J's. So he gonna make sure, hey girl, don't step on don't scuff them, don't put it, like, he gonna take care of them. So I'm gonna make it make sense to him. Like if I can give that analogy to him to make him understand, like, yo, this your gym, my man. Pick up that trash. This your swimming pool. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So like, if we can get them to understand that we own this, not Rondae, not Pierre, not no individual. We, as the city, own it, not City Hall, etc. All of us, the collective owns it.
Right.
It makes it more inclined for us to take care of it. Then we even added, we go a step further. We talk about community, unity. We go into the stores in Chester. A bunch of them aren't owned by us. We go into these stores and we tell these people, we ask these people to really be a part of us. I know some of them, they give back, they do what they can do, etc. But I say now we do it with the purpose. And that purpose could be to, let's put a real nice playground in their neighborhood. Let's put something that the kids, like my vision is that, yo, we can put a house, like they may have a bunch of abandoned houses all over Chester. We can go in neighborhoods and really turn an abandoned house into an after school program for the neighborhood. It's a mom in every neighborhood not working. Am I right? All right, so we could do that, make it after all the kids can come here, make sure all the kids do their homework. We got games in here. We got the mom in there that don't have a job. She in there cooking, making food for these babies. Boom. They go home at 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, get ready for the next day. We can also have the mom make breakfast before they get on that bus. Now our kids aren't going to school hungry. We can also take it a step further, have the mom, when it's the end of the night, at the end of the week, bring the school clothes for all the neighborhood kids and bring them to that mom, and she can wash the clothes. But the neighborhood taking care of the mom. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's how you go. That's how you go further. That's how you take it to the next level. It's like, if I could pay, I'm gonna just use y'all for example. If I could pay y'all $1 million each to work for me, I like, we would do whatever. Like if I needed y'all to go take care of my mom, you'd be like, hey bro, I got you. If I needed you to pick up my kids, you'd be like, I got you. It's not because of the money, it's because I'm taking care of you. I'm making sure you're good. You get what I'm saying? And that's what we need. We need to make sure our people are good. And that's why I respect Hammy for he doing a lot of that. And we just need more of that together though.
No, for sure.
Can I add to that? And for clarity, and I just want to make sure that everyone heard what Rondae just said, right? So not only did he talk about the business's involvement, he talked about creative ways for the community to galvanize, right? Whether that was going down to the city hall to talk about things that the community need, or even creating a degree of an after school program for parents that would not otherwise be employed. It's like, utilize your time to put back into the community. And I think that's fundamental in terms of, uplifting Chester from its current state into the state of tomorrow, right? Like, what can Chester look like in the future? What we know is that successful people can come out of Chester. I mean, we're on the call right now with arguably one of the most famous people to come out of Chester, right? And so what we know of Chester bears good fruit. And so, Rondae, my question to you, when you talk about how things can change, where you've gone, where you've been, what advice would you give to yourself at 15 years old, considering the road you took in the state of Chester when you were 15?
What advice would I give to myself? Man, I would say I felt like the one thing I would tell myself, I would have told myself to be more patient. I don't think I was patient. Like, I remember it's funny. I remember one day I was with Darius Robinson, one of my closest friends. I was with him in high school, and I'll never forget the new Uggs. Y'all remember the Uggs that flap down with the fur on the inside?
Yeah.
$200, $200. And my mom, she worked 2, sometimes 3 jobs to make sure that we was good. And she never told me no. She might have told my Ralera no, but she never told me no. And I remember this, I wanted them bad. I needed them right now, today. And this is one example, but it's stuck with me till this day. She told me no, and I broke down. I got into a fist fight with my older brother because she told me no. I lost it. And for me, that was one of those moments where, like, yo, and my mom probably on here. She remembered this too. To me, that was one of those moments where it was like, I needed to understand that it wasn't for me in that moment. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you think about big picture things, we are in the generation of the microwave. We want it instantly. We all want to press that 30-second timer, and it happened now. And I don't think that's where life is. It'll never be, especially for us, for our city, for people of our color, our creed. And so look at her. She talking about yes, indeed. Yeah. And I think that understanding that at a younger age would have helped me tremendously. Being able to, be patient, bro, being able to wait and to allow things to transpire into what it's supposed to become. I always, whether it was personal relationships, whether it was friendships, I always felt like something should happen right then and there. And I think if I could go back, bro, I would literally learn how to sit still and, sit by myself and be present and appreciate those moments that I was in. Because it's, bro, even the struggle, bro, it's a lot of beauty. Like J. Cole said, bro, it's beauty in the struggle, bro. Like I remember, like, it was some nights where it was cold in the crib. I remember, the stove was off. I remember I had a hole in our roof. Raccoons live on the 3rd floor. And for me, it was just like, dog, those moments were ugly, but it was some beauty in it. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, I got to get real close to my grandfather. I got to connect more with, certain friends that I wouldn't have saw if I lived over there. And I think all of that, looking back when you're older, that's what we tend to do. They tell you that when you're on your deathbed, you tend to reflect, whether you live to, 90 or 60 or whatever. On that point, you start to reflect on, how your life went. And I think a lot of us would say that if we could go back, we wish we were a little more patient in what we were doing.
For sure, man. So I got a follow-on question.
Mm-hmm.
So hearing this, because when you said this, I'm like, dang, I'd have never guessed it. Because so when I first started realizing outside of your ball, like when I got to realize your character, it was when you was pushing Chap real heavy, right? Yeah. So could you explain like how you got there? Because that was fairly early on in your pro career. So I think it's valuable to let brothers know like how you got from your impatient state to where now your brand is calm, humble, patient, right? Like that.
Honestly, it's a journey, bro. It's like a never-ending journey. I was in high school, and it started because I was looking up to older basketball players, and around 2008, 9 or whatever, acronyms were like a real big thing. It was, social media is buzzing and acronyms are going crazy. FOE, MO, like all the acronyms. And so like all of this stuff was I could forgive me. But money over basketball is what I was gonna say.
That's the one.
And so I was sitting in class trying to think of an acronym to describe who we wanted to be. And I'll never forget, I'm writing like dog, lip, all these different words down to think. And I said chapstick. And I was like, that's too long, way too long. So I took off the stick part and looked at chap. And I was like, this just looks good. And so when I go down the words calm, humble, and patient, the only person I could think of was my older brother. And he was somebody that I like followed around. I tagged it. He would be like, Mom, keep your son home. Or like, I just always wanted to be around him and his friends and those guys, and everybody loved him. I was the one. I got suspended. I got in trouble. I got a beaten 5 times in one day. Couldn't sit on my butt like crazy. And him, he might have got hit once his whole life. And so when the energy I started to pay attention to, like when I walk in, it's like, they look at like, what mood he in today? And then with him, it was like, hey, Raleigh, like you good. And so I always wanted that from people. And so I came up with the calm part because of how he handled himself through the highest of highs and lowest of lows. The humble part, because I watched him at Temple, I watched him at the High win a state championship, and he walked with humility. And then the patient part, he was the oldest of 7 kids, and like he stayed. A lot of people don't notice he went to Temple and stayed close to home because he felt like the father figure to all these younger siblings. You know, talk about patience. I felt like that was the ultimate sign of patience. He very rarely got upset. And if he did, he wouldn't let you see it. He would probably bite his lip, walk off or something, but he was like, he was that. And so that's how Chap came about. And then it was like, it just grew over time. It grew into something that like, I feel like so many people can instill this into their daily lives, into who they are, where like, I want to see Chap on walls. Like, you know how we got the affirmations on the wall. We wake up on screensavers where you're calm, you know, through adversity, through the turbulence, you're humble through the praise, the success, you don't get big headed, and you stay grounded and patient through everything, because God will, you know, reward those who stay the course. And I think that's where we're at present day.
Thank you for that.
Yep, for sure.
Man, you hit on a lot of stuff, man. I keep saying that it's your responses. They have a lot of substance, a lot of material to kind of take this conversation even further. And so one of the questions I would like to ask is, how do we bring the city back together, right? And I'm talking like full scale, right? Whether it be the age gap, where old heads don't want to necessarily advise the YNs, or the YNs don't want to listen to Pierre.
For me, I drop the YN. Right, I don't categorize our young children are brilliant, bro. They're smart, bro. Sure. They just need people that believe in them that way. So, you know, I don't use the YN moniker. You feel me? Like I talk to them, I say, "What's up, young?" You feel me? Like, because you're young, but you have a gift with you. Everybody does. Everybody's given a gift, right? So yeah, I don't use the YN moniker, right, at all. You never hear me say that.
And we gotta abandon that, man, because I'll be studying people, and one of the things I found is that the largest determinant for outcomes is our environment. And brothers, we create the environment. Like we have a lot more say so in our environment than what we really understand and what we give credit to.
Hey, real quick, not to cut you off, my bad. So when I got on here, because this to me is like, it might hit a spot. So this for me is like one of the biggest issues I have with myself, with everybody, is that we not accountable, bro.
Right.
We not accountable, bro. I can literally like,
right.
This shit might make me cry because it's like, from a standpoint of like being able to see your homeboy not like do what he's supposed to do as a father, and we sit here and like we laugh and we joke and everything cool. Like, I don't want you around me, bro. Like,
right.
We sit here and like I'm at this stage and this happening to me recently, like where like my family means so much to me. Like You get one mom, you get one, like you get one, bro. And a lot of our people ain't healthy.
Right.
A lot of our people ain't healthy. And so like to see them like that and to have homies that like, they family like that. And like, this is why it's so passionate for me is because like, I want to help, dude. Like, I don't want no money, bro. I'm cool. Like, I ain't saying I got millions and millions, but I'm like, bro, I can live with 100K the rest of my, like a year, the rest of my life. I'm not tripping. I don't need a mansion. I don't need cars. Like, none of that matter. I drive a Suburban, bro. Anybody can get a Suburban. And so, like, it's about the real shit. Like, we need to be like, yo, like when somebody gonna wake up and really check one of their homies in a good way though, not like yo use a bitch. No, when we gonna check him and say yo, get your credit right. Make sure your mom is good. Why you going on trips and your mom not good?
Right. Or your kids.
Or your kid.
Like,
why, bro? Why I get we all need a break. We all boom, boom, boom. But think about when you was a kid or before you was where you was at and you had kids. We struggled a long time before we could make $1. What's sitting down and sacrificing another year, 2 years to get your money right? All right, you got a job and you like, we got a lot of dudes out here that got jobs and they live check to check because they want to keep up.
right.
It's like, we making $5,000 a month. Before taxes, we make $5,000 a month, and we want to spend $3,500 to $4,000. You forgot you got to pay taxes. You forgot you got to do all this other stuff. Expenses. Something might come up where you got a rainy day. Then you might lose your job, bro. Now you asking the homie for money, but the homie ain't save either, bro.
Right.
So now it's like, yo. It was cool. All right, let's change the era. The era used to be cool. We come in, chains on, and we buy bottles. Nah, that's not the era no more. That's not cool.
Right.
The same women that's talking to you because of that, they're gonna talk to you when you take care of your stuff. Because you know what, you still gonna be able to. You ain't gonna be mad because you can't really. So you can't buy her nothing. So you start an argument. Nah, you gonna be good because you did the right thing. These next 2 years, you saved up. You really got right within yourself and within your money. So now if you want to go on a date, you can go on a date and be cool. If you want to go on a trip, you could take your whole family. You ain't going to Miami with your homies. Nah, you going with your son. Let your son see Miami, cuz like, and that's where that's what we need to make cool. We need to hold each other. Like if you call me, I want you to call me and be like, yo, what's up with your kids? They good? You took care of them this week? All right, boom, bet. I love that. But how you feeling though? You good? Yeah, what's up? You could still vent to me, talk to me about whatever. You can talk to me about your girl, talk to me about, whatever. But like, let's make this the new era where we make that cool where we from and we start that trend.
Right.
And it ain't no love, boss. I don't hate you or feel no way against you. I love you if I'm checking you like that, bro.
Bro.
It's challenging because you're one talking about accountability, but you're doubling down on the notion of a mindset shift, right? At what point do you transition your thought process from flexing and buying the bottle to strategizing, planning the ROI, and buying the bar?
Right? That ROI.
We have to talk about ROI,
hey,
right?
Listen, talk about it.
I feel like that's right now, right? Like that's basically what he's saying, right? Like that's exactly what he's saying. Like all of that flexing, that we gotta switch the narrative and where now where people understand ownership is cool, accountability is cool, preparedness, right?
Mm-hmm.
We in a labor shortage where we got the job market is suffering. And meanwhile, the infrastructure is falling apart, and we don't have skilled laborers in our community.
For real.
I mean, there's a lot of things wrong. Most people in the community might not even know what tax bracket they fall in. Most people in the community might not know what is the average interest rate on a mortgage right now for a 30-year loan. There's a lot of things when we talk about building the community, building your household, right, and strategizing for a future. And so, all the things that Rondae just hit on is pivotal. So how do we get this information back out as a community and advise them, like, while the road may seem tough, we must first start with accountability before we can even talk about strategizing.
Man,
Right? Like, where does it start?
I think we just started. I think we just started, and I think we just need to bring more people in. Like, we need to. It's not just like we just had this conversation. We talk amongst each other. It's like, nah, bro, you gotta. The groundwork is like when you talk to the next person you talk to from Chester, the next person, like, Pete, clip this up. Have this on all our phones, and we sending this clip.
Right.
We talk about, yo, at the end of the day, you like, my mindset is like, I'm not in it for money, but like, we all know you need money to survive. You know, you need money to take care of your responsibilities. So with that being said, now you got to take a step back, and anybody could tell you, the highest of high drug dealers to the lowest of lows, how many times they lost their money and then had to start over. It like, those are the times where it's like, all right, man, let me take a step back. But no, because of the social media, because of the societal things that are put in our face, once they get their money back, oh, it's back. I'm getting this car and I'm buying this jewelry. I'm going to the club to stunt on them boys. They think they got more than me. Let me show, oh, this girl going to be here tonight. Let me buy the bar out, etc. Like, all those things that is like, bro, you like, all right, you had a good night. Like, that's what's up. I've literally, like, you can have that same night. Trust me. Anybody will tell you I'm the man of having fun. You can have the same night spending $200.
Facts.
Like,
hey, run that back again, man. How much you guys spend to have a good time? Run it back.
$200. I went to a bar before and spent, it was like 7 of us. I spent like $250. Time of our life. I didn't have to buy 3 Hennessy bottles. I didn't have to buy 12 hookahs. Like, nah, bro, you need good people.
Some of my best memories was in the barracks on a non-pay week.
Literally,
the cheapest mess ever. Me and my homies hanging out, making fun because we was broke.
Yeah.
Yo, the kickback at the crib beats the club. And that's how I know I'm an old head now. Cause like, I'd rather just kick it at the crib, invite some folk over, light the grill. You know what I mean? Like, that's a time for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially when you got some good conversation and then throw a little music in the mix. We win it.
Come on, man. Yeah, that's bro.
But that's also community, right?
Yeah. And I think that having these clips of what we're talking about being shared to our people, like, you know, some people gonna be like, man, I ain't listening to him. Like, it is what it is. But also, you're gonna have some people that they might listen to that may be with it. So like that, I feel like us not giving up on continue to do God's work and continue to do what we feel is right is like, that's what's gonna make it happen. All these things are gonna align and all the dots are gonna they're gonna lay where they're supposed to because we didn't give up. You know what I'm saying? And like, we started to build. And then once we get a big enough umbrella, we're like, we can cover so many people and make it easier. Cause now we talk about, we opened I don't know if you guys knew, but I wanted to open a charter school a while ago. Mm-hmm. It was during COVID and they told me no. And I'm like, yo, to break it down for you, I had mindfulness in it. I had agriculture in it. I had financial literacy in it. And I had a parent university, which we were going to educate the parents on the financial literacy side of this, how everything would be broken down. And I told them, I said, y'all, I know y'all never seen a curriculum like this. I know I know for a fact, nobody has proposed what I'm proposing to you guys. And to be able to be looked at and still told no. And I'm like, you know what it was? I didn't have enough people. I showed up. I was playing in Toronto. I flew in. My coach let me fly in to come to the board meeting. And it was probably like 10 people there. Now imagine if I'd have came in with 10,000. You know what I'm saying? And again, the school ain't for me. The school not about to say Rondae Hollis-Jefferson school. This school is for us. This is our school. This is for our kids. And I think a lot of times, like, people think that, like, yo, I'm not trying to outshine anybody. I told him, I say, yo, I'm the youngest out of a lot of people. And like, for me, I don't mind sitting down with anybody or talking to anybody, but like, why don't my big homies call me? Why don't they correct me? If I'm wrong, my mentor, Big Haas, Muhammad, Muslim brother. He's my AU coach. He's like a dad to me. If he called me right now and be like, son, I don't like how you expressing yourself on this, you know what I'm gonna say? Pops, how can I do it better?
Right.
I give that respect willingly to all my big homies. Any of them would tell you this. Any of them, they could be a mile down the road. JP, I was riding by you. I didn't have to stop. I could have hit the horn, kept going. Stop, boom, got out. What's up?
What's up, bro?
Like, and that is what I mean when we talk about this, like, trying to get to the next level with Chester. It's like, yo, quite frankly, we need somebody to support somebody that's really going to take it to the next level, that really is going to like be there for us and like really care about it. And it got to be somebody that we like everybody respects.
Yeah. I'm hearing you say that basically we as a people need to be coachable. And I feel like you are one of the best people to talk. So just real quick, could you give just a summary on the importance of being coachable?
Coachable, bro.
I would say this is something I had to learn, to be honest, because like I wasn't the best at it because of ego. You know what I'm saying? And because of like when you mix ego and the want to win, you know, I think that becomes where a lot of coaches, they're grown men at the end of the day. They dealing with a younger brother, like when I was a kid, etc. I seen Coach Charles Priest on here. He's my middle school coach, and he'll tell you we bumped heads a couple times. And so when you think about that, it was like, for me, I had to grow up and realize that we're on this, like we want the same things. Like, how sometimes people would be like, yo, if you go make this left and then make this right and then another right, you're going to get here. But if you make this right and then this left and then a left, you're going to get here. But that's the same spot, bro. We just saying two different ways.
Right.
And so because you're not taking the time to be patient and listen to them, you don't understand that we going to the same place. And so now when you talk about being coachable, it's just, dog, we got to sit back and listen for a second. You can sit back and listen and receive it. And that's what I love about what P doing. It's like, yo, we can't retain and receive information until you feel comfort. My guard up. I don't really want to, like, I'm Tyson out here. I'll bite you. Like, I'm walking in with that. So like when we talk about receiving something, or it's like I'm already where I'm from. Where we from. Like, I'm
fight or
already
flight, bro. Only two options, fight or flight.
So when you talk about that, it's like you need to have those things in place, and that's where the support part comes in. I feel like everybody's trying to do something, but we're not doing it together.
Right.
Right. Can I piggyback on that and ask a quick question? So I'm gonna give a bit of a background first. I don't know how many people on the call in terms of viewership knows the theory of the talented 10th, right? But it was a theory from W.D. Du Bois, who believed that the top 10% of the community will basically uplift the rest of the community. But there's things you have to go out and do and learn before you can be that talented 10th. There's some duality with being the talented 10th, right? Like there's a double-sidedness, right? Because on the one aspect, I have to leave to grow. But the minute I leave, I'm confronted with this idea that, one, am I perceived as other, right? Because I've changed, I've grown. And then two, I can't continue to try and pull you up as I'm trying to pull myself. So there has to be a level that you achieve before you go back and try and bring back the masses. Can you talk about that in your journey?
I would say mine's a little different just because, like, bro, I like, and people that know me, like, they'll tell you, bro, I never, like, I've read a lot of stuff in the last few years, and I became fascinated with, like, how the mind works. And for me, it was like, yo, they say something like what you just said in terms of like, yo, let me make it to where I got the, like, I'm worth 100 million, and then I can come back and create other, millionaires and multimillionaires and things like that. And for me, maybe this is why I'm not worth 100 million, but for me, I always felt it in my heart to, no matter how far I would go, to bring somebody. And hopefully, what I'm doing and what I'm saying rubbed off on somebody. And I'd like to believe that I rubbed off on a lot of people, whether it's the way they look at life or whether it's the way they view it, how they move, what they do, how they operate and engage with their family, etc. I want to believe that. And I had a couple people, that were really close to me, that lived with me, that have come to me and said, yo, thank you. You changed my life. You know what I'm saying? And that goes a long way for me. It helps me to continue going. But I think it just depends on how you feel as a person. I don't have a feeling of like, yo, I made it and like I feel guilty because my man's still on the block. I don't feel guilty. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel guilty at all because God has a place for everybody. Everybody can't be Jay. You feel me? Everybody can't be KD. Everybody, like, we all like can't be that guy. And I know in somebody else's story, I'm not that guy. I'll be Tata in their story. That's fine. When it was my brother's wedding day, I had to play the sidekick. That's fine. When it was like, so I understand how to switch the role. And I think for a lot of us, it's like understanding that, like, for me and my dream, this is how I want to live. I choose to then pull everybody with me as I go. And in the midst of that, I hope that everybody is spilling the same message. So now when I come to you and we talk about, yo, this is what you already know, because JP, you was talking to such and such about it. Nas, you was talking to such and such about it. And so then when they come to the table, it's like, dude, we with you. We know I felt your heart through him. Like, I felt your passion through him, how you speak through him. So like, if they rocking with you, I'm rocking with you. And
Absolutely.
that's what it needs to be. And I don't mind being a dude that's like, hey, we need to talk to you. Not me, we, all us. Chester, we need to talk to you. How do we get you with us? Because right now you're not with us. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, go ahead.
No, and I was just gonna say that's how it should be. And I got another thing to say.
Go ahead.
To all you, to everybody out there, bro. Everybody, I'm talking about every single person in Chester that is trying to do something in Chester. My line is open. Like, I ain't hiding from nobody. You can be, you want to give away 10 hats. Let's figure out how we can give away 10 hats. I'm rocking with if you trying to do something good for your family, for your community, for Chester, I'm rocking with you. Like 100%. And that's how we got to band together. It should be WhatsApp chats, group chats, all about that. Like, I don't want to be in a group chat and we talking about, yo, what club we going to? I want to be in a group chat where we like, yo, let's all put $200 together. There's 20 of us. Let's put $200 together. Let's take the kids to Dorney Park.
Yo,
so I want to be in that group chat.
I've been saying this for a while. And so there's two things I want to say, especially while we're on this live. Maybe we can challenge somebody in the comments, right? Mm-hmm. But what's the number, right? Like, if we put it out to the city put up 5, put
Mhm.
up 10 dollars, put up $20, but everybody puts up something, right?
Mhm.
And maybe it's because we haven't designated the platform, right? Put up a dub.
Mhm. I
If
think
you got a means to put up 100, put up 100. But then also the question then becomes to the leaders, and this is a small dig in my own biasness, right? But when we talk about leadership across the city, I'm not saying that these communities aren't doing anything, but I think historically speaking, these communities can do more. And I'm talking about the religious communities. When you talk about Black America as a whole, our foundation has always been religion. Whether it's you a Christian, whether you a Muslim, it doesn't matter. But what I do know is what I have not seen in the city of Chester are those communities coming together and working as a unit, right? I don't care if you're a Christian pastor. I don't care if you're an imam. I think y'all need to get in a room and lead the charge. And that's a personal like charge. Like I don't know if it's happening. I ain't seen it,
Mhm.
right? Like can
Yeah.
we get that going? Because I promise you, if it gets going, I will donate. I will fly out and spend some time. Like let's get it going.
I think for that is you got to understand the history in the belief. Like when it comes to it's no I like being Muslim, being around a lot of Muslims. I've been around American Muslims, I've been around the Middle Eastern Muslims, the African Muslims. Like when you believe in everything in the Quran, and then you have someone who believes in everything in the Bible, and you tell them to try to coexist, unless you're telling them to leave religion out, it makes it tricky because they walk in the faith. It's like I don't disagree with you as a human. I believe like I don't disagree that you're a good or bad person. But I think because in the Quran, in these books, it says that he who does not believe shall rot in the hellfire. It says, that it's so many different. So when you talk about that, it becomes a religious, like it's a standoff in that sense. It's like, what would Allah do? Allah would stand on, like, what would the Prophet Muhammad do? The Prophet Muhammad would stand on the scripture that Allah gave him, that was passed down to him to give. So if we're talking on that sense, then it may be tricky. But if you're talking on a sense of like drop religion, just bring in you're a human being. Now is the way you structure the word to the community. You get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say like, yo, as a Muslim, as a Christian, y'all gotta like forget all that, come together and do. I'm saying as a man, it's our job as a man to be that way, to present the unity, to show like, yo, I'm gonna show up today as a brother. We both worship in Chester. We both are from Chester. I'm gonna show up today because I got Christian homies. all my homies are Christian. You get what I'm saying? So like, I think that it's about the human side of it. And if it could be like, yo, they said the mosque and this church or whatever, all the churches that are run in Chester, all the mosques, they all had a meeting and they were talking about like something outside of religion. It was something like, how can we come together to make this a more peaceful place? Because you can't do that and be like, all right, we're gonna have a synchronized like religious thing, because like they don't, their beliefs are a little bit different. Some similarities, but it is different. And so I think it becomes a like just bringing your I'm a man hat in. Like
It's challenging because I both agree and to an extent disagree.
yeah.
It's like I agree that it's challenging to get two very staunch perspectives in a room and work together, but I'll also counter to say that's the foundation, to my understanding, of both, where it's like it while you have your belief on who God is and what how the story played out, there's still a common belief that as a human, there's a certain degree of dignity, there's a certain degree of respect and camaraderie. Like I won't say breaking bread together because I think there is a specific piece where that might not play out. But speaking from a Christian perspective, right? Like there's been times when Jesus was treated like crap, and he was like, you know what, put up with it. Let's chuck through this, right? Let's work together for the common goal. Granted, for him, it was discipleship and spreading the gospel. But at the end of the day, it was how do we make this world better? And as we talk about Chester, it's like, how do we make this world better? And I would argue for the believers, both Christian and Muslim, if the goal is not how do we make Chester better, and you can't come into the room with your religion, then that's arguably a part of the issue, right? Because it's like the same thing can be said about the younger gentleman, where it's like, you know, I'm 19 and I can't come into this room with Toby Forms on my back. I can't come in this room with the Bennett on my back or the Projects on my back or whatever gang affiliation, right? It's like there are deep ingrained ties to those communities, whether it's something you got from the text or whether it's something that you lived through from ducking gunshots, right? Yeah. Like it is deeply ingrained, and like that's part of the problem, right? It's like, what faction are you a part of? Why can't I work with you? As opposed to, we are all from Chester. We all graduated with orange and black on our backs. You know what I mean? Like, so me and Rondae, we didn't have like, you know, I wasn't hanging out with Rondae as a kid, but like when I got to watch Rondae on TV, I was like, yo, I hung out with Rondae at Howard. You know what I mean? Like it's like, yo, we have ties, regardless of whatever it is you did. Like we are all from Chester. And like, I'm not putting that necessarily on our backs to say that, yo, we gotta figure it out as us four. But like, there's so many people that dedicate their life. If you are wearing a hat of saying you are any form of religious leader, you dedicated your life to this.
Yeah. Nah, I agree. I think that it's not like, I don't disagree with what you're saying when it comes to them being able to sit in the same room. I think that part of what you said also is part of what I said. Remember how I said you make the left, I made the right. Like I think that just happened. Like that's an example of what just happened of like, I agree. Like, yo, but that part was the man part of them being able to sit in the same room and being able to communicate effectively. As a Muslim, as a Christian, like being able to communicate effectively in a way that is for the greater good. At the end of the day, all books believe in the greater good of humanity.
I have a question because I go back. I took my shahada in 1995. My grandma was thoroughly upset, right? She was upset, but she saw a change in me, right? And she understood what it could do. Now, I didn't stay locked in on the deen because different things popped up in my life, but I believe that religion is a personal journey, right? To find your savior, to find the things that speak to you, that the music that hums to you. I remember the first time I heard the Adhan called, I fell in love. You feel me? Like I was ready. But with religion being a personal journey, and if we can just leave it there on the personal side, right? It's a personal journey. It doesn't mean we have to war with each other, fight with each other, because in all actuality, the Christian Crusades, that's where most of this stuff that happened to us came from, right? Being able to throw your cross down in the ground and say, all right, man, you Christian, believe this, and then the war came from the Muslims saying, nah, we don't want that. So that's not a fight that we have to continue to fight, right? So I can go and talk to a pastor of a church and understand what he's saying about my community because I grew up here, I feel here, I bled here, I cried here, I did some other things here as well. I think that's how everyone needs to view it and just come together. Because Chester, when I started the radio station, man, I saw so many great people online, right, talking about positive things, but there wasn't a place to hold all of it, right? So it's like, all right, God, that's what you want me to do. I'm gonna start a radio station. I didn't have to start a radio station. I could have just did a podcast. I could have made things so much simpler for me, but I created a radio station. And inside of that radio station, there's so much love. I've given opportunities to everyone in the city. I don't even have to know you. I don't even have to really like you. It could be a beef that we had back in the day when I said, no beef. Come in, let's talk. Let's communicate. Let's talk about how I can help you do something that you want to do. And I think that's where we need to start, right? We need to start in our community and understanding that we're trying to help Chester. We're trying to make Chester look good, seem better, not just seem better, but actually be better, and not be worried about the lamestream media that's out there telling you, oh, this person's doing this and Chester's this and Chester's that. Push the narrative forward that our community is caring, sharing, and trying to give more than we've ever given before, right? So for me, I understand, how we can see the churches and the mosques, they're not really doing everything. I take that back to Bush and his faith-based initiatives and everything he launched to kind of quiet the churches down and quiet the religious beliefs down, and they're not out in the community. So, let's help our community. Let's talk about the things we need to talk about. And, I'm all for it. All the love. I have nothing but love for the city of Chester. And my daughter's back in again. I gotta go.
I think all excellent points. And just so I can kind of dial it back in just a tad. I think everybody has something to give, and I think everyone should be willing to give whatever it is that you have to give. And that doesn't mean necessarily just time. That doesn't mean just money. It can be experience. Right. Like one of the initiatives that I'll be kicking off here shortly is how do you invest in real estate? How do you make sure your credit score is above a 700? How do you shoot for the 800s? Right? Like credit manipulation is key in this society, and there are ways to access wealth. And so I'll put that out there. Andrew, I'm gonna kick it over to you before we wrap it up and see if you have any questions.
No, man, I don't have any questions, man. I just want to start Rondae, thank you, man. I appreciate your time. I'm sure you're not even in America right now, if my guess is right. You muted, you gotta unmute.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Nonetheless, you made the time, man. We appreciate it. You've given very valuable input, insights, man. A lot to think about. I appreciate you being vulnerable on live, and because it ain't easy, man. Getting in front of everybody and being willing to open up and everything. I appreciate it, man. I think it's been a great interview. I think that we've touched on some very necessary topics about community building. One of the common themes I keep hearing, just basically, we need a shared space to where we could all commune, right? Literally a shared space. Creating those shared spaces, I think, is what's going to drive us forward, man. Yeah. And we're having a conversation. I love that we're talking about things that when I was a young boy, we'd have never got on a live and talked about emotions and all of that. So I love it, man. I love it. I think this is amazing. Accountability is in play. We're not just talking about it. We modeling the behavior that we want to see in our community. And I respect that. So much respect. Thank you. Thank y'all. And that's all I got.
Hey, Rondae, why don't you take your hat off, bro? What you got underneath that hat, bro?
Man, I done had 12 different hair. It's crazy. Y'all got baldies. I had the baldy. I had the dreads.
Right.
I don't know why he asking me to do that, man. I don't know. But
it's hilarious.
Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to say to y'all, man, I appreciate y'all. And if I can leave y'all with anything, bro, is that what I said about it, holding us accountable, holding me accountable for the things that I've said today. If you ever see me off of what I'm supposed to be on, you check me. And that's what it's supposed to be always. And for the people that watch, I hope that they feel the same way for everything and everyone in their life, that they check on their brothers and sisters, that they really hone into what family means, and they really understand the importance of life, and make everything come full circle, and that's what we'll continue to do. And we'll continue to build up Chester, and we'll continue to, change the narrative. And I won't stop until that day comes. And I think that you guys are on the same page. And I felt that. I feel it. I respect it. And I love it, bro. So thank you for having me.
Listen,
Oh, I want
I
to
want.
volunteer. Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Do your thing.
I
Do your thing.
my research, bro. When you do that fraternity, I
Mm.
want to be there to teach financial literacy,
Yeah.
all across the board. Business,
Okay.
I want parts. That's my
Facts.
lane. I want to help.
Tag
All right.
me
Perfect.
Tag
Perfect.
me in too, especially when you talk about wealth through real estate. Tag me in.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely. Definitely. We're gonna listen. The best thing about it, bro, is like the sky's the limit, you know. And where we come in at is like I want to be able to, because every like I want to do it through the philanthropic side, like the 501c3, because there's one lanes for like every school where they have funding, the state and the school specifically for that, and so that we really can help people. Like, all right, say for example, if the basketball budget for the high is 30 grand, they we would then say, all right, give us 22 to like house everything, the sneakers, the uniforms for men's and women's or whatever. I'm just throwing numbers out. I don't know what they are. I would have to speak to the manufacturing, et cetera. But if we can then kind of let them save money, so then they can have it for, let's say the kids have a tournament in DC. Now they got a good bus. Now they got good food. It ain't like, all right, we only got $1,000. Let's make this work. No. Now they're able to do that on top of us being able to like give back, because we have so many schools that pay this, and some can pay more than others, and some will want their football team and all these other sports. So now we have the budget to, if Chester needs help with something, we can help them. If another school needs help, we can help them. And that kind of will start to trickle throughout the state. And once we get 100 schools, we take that and we go to Maryland. And now Maryland schools and Chester schools at the end of the year, after the season, they can have competitions, et cetera, whether it's through chess, whether it's through sport, whether now kids are going from PA to Maryland, or they're going from Maryland to PA. So now they're exploring the country, et cetera. So I want to build
their network. Yep.
Building their network. So you look at it like, in a sense, it's like we're Nike, but we're like the community Nike.
Yep.
Like I want to be the community Nike. I want to be able to be like, yo, all right, say for example, which would make it thrive is like, yo, the school will get percentages of this. So like what I mean by percentages, like if you do a 2-year deal and let's say we sell 10,000, exit 6 shirts, the school gets a percentage of the whatever the profit is, whatever, we then pay the school. All right, the school now can use this. It's basically like if you paid 20 grand for your gear, but you got back from selling 10,000 shirts, you got back 7,000, you only paid 13,000.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So now it's like, oh, I'm inclined to selling these shirts because I'm going to make, et cetera. So now you do that with the kids. Now the kids, if they want to create something, we're giving that leverage, like let's say the captain of the team. If he wants to create something for the players, he creates it. Now, let's say the players go out, they hustle their shirts, they hustle their sweatsuits, whatever they made, we'll let them pick something to make. And whatever they made, we'll give the kids a percentage. So now it's like they got $1,000 for the month. Now they can either save it, stack it, boom, get a pair of new sweats, jeans, shoes, whatever. But we also are teaching them about what you guys can do, the financial part. All right, you got $1,000 this month. You might want to put 600 up. You might want to, you know what I'm saying, et cetera. Like you guys can break it down better than me, but you get what I'm saying. Now it's like we teaching them ownership. We teaching them responsibility. We teaching them how to have and not give or lose, et cetera.
I think what we have, right, is an issue, right, of we're all hurt, man. Our community is full of pain. And when you've been hurt before, it's hard for you to trust again. Right. And everybody looks like what he gonna do with the money, or what she gonna do with the money, or what. Now I'm not putting them. We have to trust again. Right. That's it. Right. And I think I put it to my radio show. Let's love again. Right. Because when we begin to love again, we begin to trust again. You can't get in a relationship if you're not willing to trust again. You feel me? You can't get into business if you're not willing to trust again, if you're not willing to believe in the person that you're doing business with or going to do business with again. So we need to be able to do that. wholly from our hearts, man. No matter the pain that we felt before, no matter the betrayal, none of that. Get back into loving again. We have to love on our community again. So let's get it done, y'all. I'm all with it. I'm for it. I'm for
And
it.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna say this, the last thing. A lot of these comments, bro, are speaking to a lot of what we're talking about. And like just from these comments, bro, we can use these people right here to like, yo, they tuned in and listened to what we were talking about. So like we can build with them. It's like they don't gotta have 500K in the bank. Like they're good people. They care about what we're talking about. They sat on this live and listen to this conversation. So like I'm sure that they'll be willing to support what we got going on or what we continue to push or what we continue to do. And I think that's how it grows. Like everybody, look, challenge everybody that joined today. Put this clip out. Challenge everybody that joined today to share it for the next one. So now now we got more people that really want to. Oh, I'm curious. Oh, all right, boom, boom, boom. And then the next one, we have something in place where it's like, all right, we can. This is where you're gonna go. This is what is the next step. This is what we're doing now. And now, boom, it's actually we start to, even if it's baby steps, bro. Even if we start something like, I don't know, you got like, even if we start something that we know could be 20,000 people strong, like we start with 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think if we start somewhere and then we look back in 5 years, we'll sit there and cry and really bask in what we've done. You know.
P.
Yo.
One of the things I think I would like to do from here on out, if we can get so let me start by saying this. There are multiple types of nonprofits, right?
Absolutely.
This is me talking to the audience, right? You got 501c3s, 501c4s, and the list goes on. And they all have different intents to how you're governing your nonprofit and what the intent is. There is nothing to say that we can't have multiple nonprofits competing for different things and categories, contributing to the growth within the city.
Absolutely.
And so I think one of the things that's challenging when we talk about, creating platforms for investing money and how we progress the city is the transparency, which you talked about. If this platform can serve as the medium to transparency, right, then so be it, right? If we need to put a donation portal, QR code or something at the end of this, right, and transparently talk about how much the nonprofit has made, and then what is the goal of the nonprofit. I am a firm believer that when you can channel enough leverage, you can achieve anything. And so we all know what a hedge fund is. A hedge fund is more or less a bunch of people that invest their money into this entity that then takes it and leverages it on the market, whether that's through stocks, whether it's through real estate, so on and so forth. There's nothing to say that us as citizens can't do it. And we're going to cut it short here, right? But there's nothing to say we can't do it. And it doesn't take much, right? If it's 30,000 Chester citizens, 30% is 10,000 people. If 10,000 people put up $5 in 1 month, you just made $50K. 1 month. Right now, you take that and you can play with those numbers how you want. 10K, put up $10. You just made 100K. It don't matter how you play with the numbers. But Obama generated the money he generated when he ran for office, not off of $100,000 plus camp donations. He made it off of $5.
I think I agree with that logic, and I think that for me, I'm still looking at the comments, so I look at them all day. But like at the end of the day, P, you spoke about trust and like really understanding like who's responsible. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's gonna get their money, they want to know like you said, transparency with the money. Where's it going? Who's handling what? Who like? And for me, it's always been about who can I trust? Like if I could give up my job and like come and take care of all this, I would. You feel me? But like I got kids, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? So like I think it like we need to find out someone like it's hard, you know what I'm saying? Because like people need to make money. People like it's hard to do both. But I think that whoever we allow to be in charge of this needs to know that like for example, I don't know, whatever you guys would know this better, but like say for example, if the city came up with 100 grand and this sitting in an account that I created, I would not touch the 100 grand. You get what I'm saying? Like, how many people can we say? Like, you could say that, but like, yo, if it get tough for you, if it get a little dicey, you got your back against the wall, your kids on the line, like, are you not gonna touch it? Like, this is what people in our predicament where we're from think about.
But you can't touch the money if you say, all right, man, you need 2 other people on the account, at least 3 people on the account, so you can't touch the money without a second person. You know what I mean? Or you don't.
I know I'm saying, but are you trusting the second, the third? Like now you're talking about those people that are putting up the money, trusting the other 2, 3, 4 people.
Right. You gotta trust again, bro. Like literally, it has to happen because without trust, we don't have anything. Let's keep it real. Without trust, you can't have police, you can't have councilmen, you can't have mayors. Without trust, we can't have any. You can't even have a next door neighbor without trust. You feel me? Like you think about people that live right there and don't trust their next door neighbor, they don't even speak. They're not even there. The house burned down, and you're like, "Oh man, my house done caught on fire because the ass neighbor sitting there smoking weed." No, like we need trust again. We need love again. We need to love on when I started the radio station, that was all it was about, bro. Loving on my community, man. Loving on my people. I don't care who you are, where you come from. I love you. You can come here. You can have a radio. You can have a radio show. You can have a podcast. You can do what you want to do. That was just like very small. That's what I could give back. You understand what I'm saying? Understanding that even then we was talking about starting a group investment. Jamil Majid, he was telling me, "Oh man, we need to do this." He was saying the same thing that Nas is saying right now. 10,000 people, $5, 50,000, buy some properties, fix the house up, get some brothers in trade school to fix the house up, rent it out. Come on, keep the money coming. Let's keep on doing this every month. $5 every month, and we can have $50,000, and we can buy properties, and we can fix our city up for us. For our children, come on, man. We can't beat that.
I'm gonna tell you this, right? I can name this is on a low spectrum. I'm sure y'all might know somebody or whatever, but like from a laborer standpoint, somebody that can like really fix, like do a house, I can give you 5 people, right? Let's say, but they all work for different companies. Let's say we was able to do this. Like this conversation right here is where you put the pieces together, right? Let's say we were able to do this. We could then go to those 5 people and tell them the mission. Because most companies are gonna be like, they gotta make money. But if we went to these 5 people and be like, yo, listen, this is a long-term play right here. Like this is something that'll help you in the future. You're gonna be able to pay your bills, but you're not gonna be making all this money. We need you guys to work with us to rebuild Chester. So now there's so many people that own homes and own spots that are vacant and empty and abandoned, but they can't afford to redo anything. So now if let's say we start with one neighborhood, and then we get those 5 brothers to form an alliance. And then those 5 brothers, we start in that neighborhood. Boom, we start building these communities. We raise the money. Boom, the community, the neighborhood, we say the gardens then raise 100K. Boom, now we put the 100K into building these houses back up and buying back these houses and restoring it. Some of the houses in these communities, the city owned. Then we go to the city 10,000 strong and tell them, hey, we need our houses. Because this is what we're going to do. We can't keep leaving abandoned houses. You got people that have abandoned houses that catch on fire, houses that are demolished that cause infrastructure build meltdown down the block. Boom. So now you talk about mice and roaches and everything going to the next house. Boom. And this house gets infected and they tired of this house. Then they go to the next house. Boom. All right, then whatever. So like we need to put something together like that, where it's like, all right, we have that infrastructure, that build, that alliance of the 5 young brothers that I know, or that you may know 5. So now we got whatever, and we can actually be like, yo, listen, we can project something and bring up numbers or whatever, talk to these people that, yo, they'll be like, all right, let's say we get 100 people that say, I can donate $100. Now we know we have X amount to be like, yo, we got this. This is what we can do with blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. And then we talk to them and say, all right, what can you do with 10,000? What can you do with 50,000? And then we just go back and forth. But I think in order to keep the money within us, to keep it circulating, we got to pay us. We got to move with us. We got to be about us. That's how it comes back.
So I love this conversation, and Rondae, I don't want to take too much more of your time. And so the personal challenge I want to put out there, and Rondae, if you want to come back on a call, please let us know. Because one of the things I'm thinking is abandon, and I'm not saying abandon politics, right? Politics still matter, but abandon this rhetoric that only the government can, push Chester forward. And I even want to do something a little different, maybe even on the next podcast, where we come on and we literally talk about some initiatives that we want to see and galvanize support around the initiative, right? And so Rondae says, hey, the Chester needs to improve and put money back into the schools and the athletic department. And Pierre's like, well, I think we should do this through public activism and getting back and doing Fusion Fridays. And then my perspective is we need to invest in infrastructure and investing in real estate, right? And challenge the people. If you agree to any of these initiatives, say which one you agree to, and then put, for lack of a better term, your money where your mouth is. Now, I'm not saying put money necessarily, but like have your advocacy, spend some time and have your comments in the live, right? Even if it is donate. But what I'm getting at is there has to be a medium. I don't know what that medium looks like, because the transparency and the trust is such a challenging thing to overcome from where we come from. And I don't have all the answers, but I do know if we continue to talk about this is a platform for everyone to voice their concerns. And right now we're at 33 people watching this. This 33 needs to turn to 333. 333 needs to turn to 3,000. And the reason I'm sticking on this 3, because there's 33,000 citizens in Chester. We need to get to 33,000, period.
I love it. I'm all for it, man. That's all I want. I just want my community to love on itself, man, to give itself every opportunity it deserves. Right. Ms. Zulene put a post up a long time ago about Chester being the most corrupt city. Right. When you think about the things that we've given up, right? Just being able to give up where Penn really landed. Right. And that's up Philly. Right. And just not be able to have people come here to see this spot, to memorialize that spot, to understand what Chester is, the first city in all of Pennsylvania. You understand what I'm saying? To understand. I remember being at the radio station and saying one day Chester ain't gonna be nothing but Edgemont Avenue straight down to the city hall, and the rest of the city is gonna be gone because we're not gonna have the money or the infrastructure to keep it. There are enough people here in this city where we can rebuild Chester. We can turn it into a Washington, Chocolate City all over again, but we have to trust in each other and believe in each other and love on each other, and things will start to happen the way they should happen, man. That's what it takes. I'm just saying, man. Like, Rondae, I appreciate you coming through, bro. Like, I love our conversations when we get on the phone, bro. So, this is not something that I want to stop, right? So, if you can do it, you can come through here and do it. They'll come for you, Rondae. You feel me? Like, they'll show up for you, because it's just about hearing what you have to say and understanding your heart, bro. Your heart is pure. I know that. You feel me? From the talks that we've had, from the very first interview we did at the old station, bro. I told you, whatever you needed from me, you got it. Without question. If you call me and you need me, I'm there. You feel me? Like, I can't show up if you don't let me know you need me. So
Yeah.
But whatever I can do, support you 110%. Nasir knows the same thing. Whatever I can do to support my brothers, I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Right. So let's get that done, man. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
I'm on it. Last thing I'll say, bro, to the people that watch, to the people watching, the people that will see this. After this, I implore you to call somebody. If you thinking of like, yo, I want to give back, or like, I want to start a call somebody. Somebody's doing it. Somebody has something right now where like you got to think if, let's say everybody has their own 501c3 and y'all all trying to get the same grant, it lessens our chances of getting the grant. So now the money is just like, I see 12 things pop up in the same city for the same grant. It's like, all right, let me look at a different city. You got to realize like, yo, it's strength in numbers. So if you thinking about it, you got 10 people that's riding with you, take those 10 people and call somebody that already started it, man.
Right.
Whatever you thinking of, like work with somebody. Work with somebody. Don't be afraid to like drop your ego and your pride and like just work with somebody, bro. I'm telling you, that it's like have a conversation, speak to them, like pour yourself. It's okay to be told, I don't like that. It's okay to be told, nah, that's not me, or I don't. It's okay, but at least explore, see what happens. Like it's so much that can happen. And next thing you know, we'll start seeing more of togetherness, and we'll start seeing more money being poured into these foundations and these communities where we can like do big things, bro. But like call somebody. Call somebody. Right. I don't care. If somebody in Chester is doing something and you not doing nothing, but you thinking about it, call somebody. Get their number. Facebook, hey, I saw what you was doing, P. I want to work. I'm not gonna go start my own radio station. I want to work with you. I had this whole plan. I want to work with you. Nas, I love what you're doing in the finance world. I was about to start my own. I want to work with you. Like Rondae, I started trying to open a school. Like I wanted to open a school my whole life. Let's do it together. Boom. And like call somebody, bro.
Absolutely. Nas, how you feeling?
Hey, great podcast, man. I'm glad.
Are you sweating?
Hey, I'm bald, man. Hey, I always got a little shine going, man.
Yeah.
But nah, listen, this was a great discussion. Rondae, I'm glad that you came on today. Not just to tell us about your journey, but to also talk about how you see the city moving forward. I think anything coming from you, especially being who you are, lends a lot of weight to the city. Because you made it and your heart never changed. I think that's a big thing. And so, and Andrew and P knows, hey, what's going on? and Andrew and P knows that this is something that we talk about all the time. Like I called Pierre at like 6 a.m. and it would make Andrew get on it. Right? Like, so
I called Drew. ASAP. I said, "Oh, all right, that's how you feel. Okay, cool. Hold on, let me call. You feel me? I don't have a problem with calling my brothers, man, early in the morning just to talk to them, man, just to see how they feel about what I'm saying. If I'm wrong, please let me know, right? And if I can shift it and change it up, I will. But I don't think a lot of us understand the type of brothers that we have in our community. And again, that's because I'm trusting again. I'm trusting my brothers, and I don't want to sit there and hold everybody accountable to the same thing that happened before. Let's move on. Let's see what happens. Let's do something, man.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's get it. Hey, I appreciate y'all, boys. I love y'all, man. Hey, get my number from
appreciate y'all.
Hit me.
Right.
Hit me.
Right.
Text me. Put me in a group chat, bro. Hold me accountable, bro. If you see me tripping on Facebook, or call me. Yo, what you on, bro?
I called him instantly when I called him instantly. Yo, bro, call me. Give me a call, please. You feel me? Let's talk. Let's talk. I want to hear what you have to say. Let's talk it out. Let's understand it, right? So, I appreciate you for even allowing me to do that or hitting me back, right? A lot of people would be like, man, he ain't going to hit you back. You feel me? But I know the connection that we have. You know what I mean? So it's real. It's not based on
Facts.
you being who you are. It's based on you being from where you're from. You understand what I'm saying? And I know you love your city, so it should never be taken like he don't love. He loves this city, and
Yeah.
as most of the people on this live right now do. So if we have any inspiration to want to make it better for our children, right, to give them a place to be, a place to stand up, a place to play basketball, she gonna be like 6'2". You feel me? She gonna be on the court. You feel me? I need Rondae to come through and grab her. You feel me? Make sure she right. So
Yep.
seeing that, understanding that, you feel me, and wanting that for other children and other families, man, is all I want. So I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, brothers, and I'll be getting with y'all real soon because I started another nonprofit, Infinite Men of Honor, right? You know, and we're putting it together now, but I need brothers. You feel me? I need people to hold us accountable, to join, to be on the. I don't want to be on the board of everything. I don't want to be in control of everything. I want my brothers to help me out because I understand we're greater together. It was said earlier, and it's true. What we're trying to do is basically take it back to the Black Panthers and understand we need to do for us. We need to feed our children. We need to make sure our children are getting enough tutelage and everything that they need to be successful human beings, man. That's it. That's all I got, man. Let's get it rolling, man.
Yes, sir.
CMPradio.net, man. I want to thank Rondae for stopping through, man, for dropping a bunch of gems, and they all on the ground. And he ain't trying to pick none of them up. I want to thank Nasir for doing what he always does, giving that ROI conversation, that return on investment. Let's make sure we're standing up for our community. And Andrew, as always, being a protector that I know he is, standing up in the background saying this is what we need to do, holding me and everybody else that knows him accountable, man.
Yeah.
That's what we got, man. We out of here.
Appreciate y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Later, brothers.